Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at things that parent did. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My mother often said, "You're sorry daddy never cared enough about you to pay child support." But I found out later he had money order receipts. He was a Korean Navy man, so he'd have been forced to pay. She stole 2 of my paychecks when I was a single mother, signing them over to herself in her sweeping left handwriting. I'm right-handed. The final thing that made her my ex-mom was when she let 2 drug-addicted so-called caregivers steal liquid morphine, which was meant for her dying 4th husband. He died in miserable pain at home without relief. She disowned my adult sister, who confronted her about it. Mum always said I can stand anything except a liar or a thief, but she was both. Dude, I just feel so bad for anyone who has a mum like this. How are you stealing from your own kids? And you have no compassion. You just don't care about anyone but yourself. Like, how are you that kind of person? How? Well, the last straw was when my father convinced my grandparents to get me kicked out of the house while I was finishing up university by telling them that the hookah I was partaking in every few weeks was an illegal drug during finals, which was pretty fun. Oh, and the part where he told me he hoped I died by getting in a motorcycle crash. Followed by weeks of incessant voicemails of him drunkenly threatening me, wanting to meet up for a fight. There was also that time he beat the shit out of me when I stood up for my mum during one of his drunken rages at a camping trip. Oh, and who can forget that one time he left me a voicemail telling me this is your fault, and then shooting his gun into the air, making it seem he had just offed himself. But it was just a manipulation tactic. That was a fun one. Nothing like some childhood trauma to make someone grow up quickly. What the heck? What is wrong with him? Yo, that's crazy. Having to deal with a dad like that when dads are supposed to be protecting you. Wow. That's so true though. You know, like those kids who are like very mature for the age. It's not normal for kids to be mature, you know? So there's probably something going on in their childhood life for them to have that kind of mindset. Like, they're just not having fun, all right? Being mature as a kid means you're not having fun, all right? You're too mature. You just feel like nothing is fun, nothing is funny because you're just more mature than everyone else. She knew I was being abused from age 3 onwards and let it happen. When the last one raised his hand to me, I was 24, I went completely no contact. A few years later, she got cancer. I let her back into my life. I invited her to my wedding, where she spent the entire day talking about how it was a shame I couldn't lose more weight in time, and insulting every aspect of the wedding quietly to my now mother-in-law, who had helped with everything. I sat her down a few days later. She was staying at my house as the wedding was far from her home, and asked for the comments about my weight to stop. I used all the language I learned in therapy, explaining how it made me feel. She started crying and ran out of the room. I left to stay with my in-laws. I haven't seen her since. She won't be meeting the baby I'm pregnant with, and when she dies, I won't be attending the funeral. What the heck? So she gets called out for something because she's fat-shaming her own daughter, and she's gonna scream and cry. Dude, I feel like some of these parents just never learn to grow up. They just can't take responsibility for anything, literally. Like nothing. They always feel like they're the victim in everything. Nothing is their fault. They had a kid. Oh, not my fault. The kid's fault. Because I had the kid and the kid's making my life miserable. Like, seriously. My new drunken stepfather attacked me and tried to choke me out. My mother did nothing but watch and took his side. 22 years later, I still have never spoken to her since. How? How does this happen? Her mother would just rather watch her own kid die. Oh my god, these people are disgusting. My somewhat estranged father insulted my amazing wife, so I didn't talk to him for years. He got back together with my former stepmom, lovely lady, who told him to smarten the F up, losing out on his son, grandkids, etc. I was hesitant when he called. He had broader issues. Went gingerly until he took a soft shot at my wife. Told him he had 2 choices, apologize and we will move forward, or I'm done. He took another shot. I said we are done and hung up. He proceeded to take shots online about me, his ex, my mum. But he died alone, unfound for a month. I had his online presence wiped. Dang, I wonder why he died alone. Nobody loves him, that's why, man. Like, seriously. Nobody cares to check on him because he's a terrible person. Holy. Like, why would you continue to insult someone? His father literally had great people around him and he's still gonna be a terrible person. Yeah, he never smartened the F up. Had a mental health crisis and my parents cut me off from all my resources, took my meds away, took car keys, cancelled my phone plan, froze my bank account, and my mum even went into my job and told them I was crazy, had me put off work indefinitely. I was 28 and lived alone. They told people I had a drug problem. My mum even called the cops on me several times over the next couple weeks when I wouldn't talk to her. I got assigned a caseworker because I was considered high risk for petty crimes, because cops had dozens of calls from my parents. They've been manipulative and emotionally abusive my whole life, but this was a new level of insanity. They ripped my whole life apart and I'm still working to rebuild it. We haven't spoken at all in several months and had to file a police report recently because my mum started stalking me and my partner around town. Thankfully, it's been quiet since. What the heck? Their own mum's stalking them. That's freaking crazy. But can you imagine, you're just out and then you see your crazy mum just behind you? Wow. Well, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.